Why did they even choose to cast Susan Lancaster in this film? Hey there, I'm Sidhart Joe Dev, and this is what I think of Raintown. Raintown is a Cantonese language Malaysian film directed by Tunku Monariza, written by Azril Hamza and Zack Omar, produced by Current Pictures. This film stars Susan Lankester, Fabian Lu, Chew Kin Wah, Wilson Lee and Pauline Tan. In the town of Taiping, the father, played by Chew Kin Wah, as the head of the family, is all about control. He got these three grown-up kids, Isaac, Alex and Ruby, played by Fabian, Wilson and Pauline, on a tight leash, not giving a fuck about their dreams and happiness. It's all about his dreams, desires and pride, and he's not backing down. As the kids try to figure out their lives, Papa is always there ready to kill their dreams, thinking that he's the only person who knows what's best for their kids. Each time they try to make a move, Dad is always there shutting them down because he believes that it's always his way or no way. But then tragedy hits Elaine, Chew's wife, played by Susan Lancaster, and the family gets messed up big time. The kids are drowning in the misery of their old man, trying to dish them out, making them question everything about their life choices. How do they fix this mess? How can they patch up as a family when everything is beyond repair? That is Raintown. It's a moving story that digs into the struggles between parents' ambitions and the dreams of their kids, all tangled up. The script of this film is straightforward, following a linear path, and it definitely has its flaws. As you watch the film, you might find yourself asking the questions like, why am I supposed to be invested in this family story? Like, so what? Why do I have to care? It's a fair question because this script and screenplay are not pushing any particular agenda or any message. At the heart of the film, there isn't a single message being pushed out there. So it's understandable if you feel like even if this film didn't exist in 2024, it wouldn't make much of a difference in your life. And that's a valid point. See, the thing is, in the past decade, it feels like many of us movie buffs have gotten used to expecting every film to have some profound message. Unless it's a biopic or based on true story, we tend to search for that core message in every movie we watch. But sometimes, maybe just experiencing a slice of life without any heavy-handed morals is exactly what we need when it comes to films. Take a look at 2023 hit Barbie by Greta Gerwig. We really thought the film is going to be about plastic dolls and the existence of it or whatever. But then the film had a clear message where, women don't have to abandon their imagination and can find empowerment and joy in childhood toys. Now, compared to films like Barbie, Raintown isn't message-driven, it's character-driven. In Raintown, the story is driven by emotion rather than a grand plot. Character-driven films invite you to observe and immerse yourself in the lives of the character, whether you relate to them or not. It's like peeking into someone's life, just listening to their story. For example, Marriage Story with Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson, where a couple with a child with a shared passion for theatre decides to divorce. The film isn't about delivering a specific message, it's about portraying their journey through divorce, leaving the interpretation to the audience. Like when you watch the film, whatever you understand, you take that back home, but they're not preaching about something. Similarly, in Piku, starring Amitabh Bachchan and Deepika Padukone, the film follows a grumpy daughter and her hypochondriac father on a road trip. Again, the film's message is left to the viewer's interpretation. You just sit and watch the film and you just understand the storytelling rather than trying to get educated with some message or moral lectures or whatever. Now, Raintown falls into this category of character-driven storytelling where the focus is on the characters and their emotional journey rather than delivering a strong message. Now, many might ask, why do we need to watch these films that don't directly sell us a message? See, the thing is, cinema is not only about messages and moral lectures, it's a medium for storytelling, So Raintown is like that. It tells a story about a family. So if you're a sucker for good storytelling, this film is a must-watch. Also, if you think Raintown is just a story about a Chinese family and that's about it, think again, my friend. This story hits home no matter what is your race or religion. Now, it's got that Asian, Malaysian vibe through and through. Whether you're a Sabahan, you're a Punjabi, you're a Malay, you're a Chinese, Indian, nobody cares. You'll find yourself nodding along in the cinema, seeing shades of your own family in the characters and conversation. That's the beauty of the film. It speaks to everyone, no matter where you're from. The script's standout element, hands down, it's the language. You've got these characters chatting up in Cantonese and then smoothly slipping into English. It's like linguistic dance, effortless and fluid. And that's what makes this film special, It's not just the story, it's how they tell the story, The seamless blend of Cantonese and English gives this film very light, easy vibe. It's a delight to watch. Now, my only problem with the script and screenplay is that there's a part in the film where they just jump to 3 weeks later or 1 month later so quickly, giving you very little time to process, it's been that long already. And that choice is too jumpy because right after this shift, right, a huge scene happens where Fabian fights with Susan asking for some money. So that build up for that scene is a bit weak considering the jump without proper development of character or time or whatever. Let's talk about the direction. Tunku Mona nailed it with her directorial work. Even though she is not a Cantonese speaker, she managed to give us this real Cantonese story, you know, authentic. What's cool about Mona's direction is that how she brings out the authenticity of the story. You know, she doesn't miss a beat when it comes to the language and the culture, making the whole experience feel very genuine and immersive, quite honestly. Mona's strength shines through in how she seamlessly integrates the town of Taiping as another character in this film. You know, apart from these 5 characters, Taiping stands as another character. Taiping isn't just a location or a backdrop, it's a living, breathing entity that influences the story and its characters in profound ways. Through clever cinematography and attention to detail, Mona captures the essence of Taiping, from the local market to an almost empty club. You know, the town becomes more than just a setting, it becomes a reflection of the character's life and experiences. As much as I appreciate Taiping becoming another character in this film, I still don't understand why this film is called Rain Town and the connection of this story to the idea of Taiping being the rain town of Malaysia, because the film begins and ends with this concept and I couldn't tie it together. You know, why rain town? Why is it not called mooncake or tanglong or lantern? Now, if it's the title and the core concept of the film is tied with this whole rain town thing, then it should be made a bit more clear, I feel. You know, as an audience, I keep asking myself, like, why rain town? What is this whole rain town? You know, I don't understand. If you do, please educate me in the comment section below. Thank you. But overall, the directorial work is a winner. Tunku Mona has proven that she's got the chops to make it big in the movie business, and I can't wait to see what she does next. Now, the success of any character-driven film hinges largely on the actors, and in Rain Town, Susan Lankester steals the show. Her portrayal of Eileen is so raw and authentic that it hits you right in the heart, especially if you're not living with your mother or your mother's no longer around. Susan's performance resonates with you deeply. You know, watching her play Eileen is like seeing your mother on screen, you know, being selfless, putting everyone else first, hiding her pain so that she doesn't burden her kids. There's this one scene where Susan is sick and she's frail and she tries to give her son some money and they end up fighting about it and she doesn't have enough money. That's just so... It's so real that I couldn't help but, you know, start crying, forgetting for a moment that I was actually watching a movie. Tender moments like this, you know, the conversation with her husband before bed, you know, the scenes where she's making mooncake with her daughter while holding back her tears are just too painful to watch. It's heartbreaking to think that an incredible actress like Susan Lankester isn't given more opportunities in the film industry. You know, if she were elsewhere, she'd be doing groundbreaking work, no doubt about it. Then you have Fabian Lu, who should have been called Fabulous Lu because he's fabulous in this film. Fabian plays Isaac Chu, this frustrated young guy who wants to make some music, but because of this family pressure, he must become a doctor and he hates his life because no one understands how hard is it, you know, doing housemanship, and that is just every Asian kid's problem, and Fabian sells it and you buy it. You know, there's some sort of innocence to his acting that you believe this character. There's this one big scene where Fabian in his car with his brother has this big meltdown, screaming and shouting at his brother about his life and stuff. This was supposed to be his big scene, but it didn't do much for me. But then there was this one scene where Fabian will be, you know, playing guitar while having a conversation with his mother who's making mooncake in the kitchen. That was surprisingly so heartwarming and sincere, and I loved his soft and subtle performance than the loud ones, actually. Then you have Kinwa, who's playing Chu, the father, who's really good at his job. You know, he plays this terrible, selfish dad. But the best part is, he doesn't play it evil, you know, because when it comes to Malaysian cinema, right, we often see the bad characters are played as evil, you know, like not human-like. But Kinwa portrays a very realistic Chinese father from a small town who wants to control everything. Loved his performance. He has a very good screen presence, you know, be it with Susan Lancaster, his wife, or with the kids. Every time he just shines, he really does good job. Pauline Tan playing Ruby is also very prominent, but to be honest, I don't think this is Pauline's best work because she looks like she's capable of a lot more than what was given here. But with whatever given to Pauline, she does a very good job, you know, playing this character with so much sensitivity. Wilson Lee playing Alex is good, but I don't know if his performance is satisfying enough. He is not a bad actor. Wilson plays his role well, but sometimes you can see Wilson is acting. I don't know how to explain this. See, the choice that you make as an actor matters, right? You know, like for example, if I'm waiting for a bus at a bus stop and I want people to know that, you know, my immediate choice would be looking at my watch and looking at the road if the bus is arriving on time or not. Now, that is not a bad choice, but an obvious one. How do I act like I'm waiting for a bus without looking at my watch and looking on the road? That's what I mean, you know. Wilson makes obvious choices that it's not predictable. He doesn't surprise you. Like, you know, this is how he will react. This is how he will scream. You know, after a point, his acting gets a bit repetitive. But other than that, it's not a bad thing. You know, he's not a bad actor, but I feel like he could do a lot more. Now, all of them coming together is truly exceptional. You know, the relationship they share, the chemistry that you see, you can't help but to, you know, relate to your family. You know, that's how convincing these actors are in this film. The cinematography in this movie is top-notch, no doubt about it. From the framing to the angles, from the colors to the portrayal of Taiping and its people, every aspect is executed with perfection. The depiction of the kopitiam, the streets, the ambience of the Taiping is spot on. What stands out the most to me is the handling of the lighting in this film. You know, the harsh lights, the backlights, the natural lights, all of which adds a beautiful dimension to the visuals. The attention to detail in the house, the set, the props, particularly the family's residence, is strikingly realistic and very, very beautiful. But you know what? This is one thing that kind of threw me off, you know, the digital board at the end. I mean, come on. In a place like, you know, this old town Taiping where everything's got that vintage vibe going on, slapping a huge digital board just doesn't fit for me. You know, it kind of killed the mood, especially if it's going to be your final scene. You know, they could have, you know, gone with something more old school, like a banner or a weathered signboard, or like a mural or whatever. That would have kept the charm alive till the end of the film. Yeah, that kind of killed the vibe for me, the digital board thing. But other than that, it's a beautiful film. To sum it up, a film like Raintown deserves your time. It has beautiful story, great direction, resonates across cultures, and stunning actors. What else do you need? If you don't watch this kind of films, people will stop finding this kind of film. They will keep finding like film like Banglo Section 12 or Pulau or Anwar the Untold Story or Fana or whatever stupid films they're making out there. Please go and watch this film. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, Raintown is Susan Lancaster, man. Jeez, she was so good in this movie. Watch the movie now. Thank you for watching the video. If you would like to watch more reviews and podcasts and a lot more fun stuff, we are KAYPOH on all platforms.